We are the voting rights champions. Yes. Thank you for supporting North Carolina voters with verified voting information in 2020. With so much misinformation going around, providing the basic facts about how to register, how and where to vote early, and how to make your vote count is critical to empowering voters to make their voice heard. Be sure to display your materials right away and place them where they'll get the most traction. Yard signs should be placed where people can see them and are potentially waiting around. Extra signs can be placed at alternate entrances or intersections. Please note that yard signs are not well suited for neighborhoods. Think about where the most number of people would benefit from seeing this message. Posters should be displayed where people are standing in line or on entrances or exits. Restrooms and community boards are also a great place to display posters. Fridge cards should be distributed to voters freely. Place in takeout bags, on a counter near the checkout, in backpacks or clothing distribution bags, in line at a testing location, however you get information to people. You may consider printing a sign with your logo that says "Free voting information" or "Vote 2020, we support voters." Your customers will appreciate the help. If you or your team have conversations with voters, everything they need to know is on the fridge card. Use the fridge card as a guide for your conversation. If you can only share one thing with voters, stress the importance of verifying their voter registration address on youcanvote.org/register. If the voter has questions you can't answer, don't make it up. Direct them to the voter hotline on the fridge card and youcanvote.org. It's really important not to misstate any voting rules or procedures. Laws change frequently in North Carolina. We never want anyone to accidentally give a voter the wrong information. When in doubt, refer to the fridge card. This brief training on eligibility, registration, and voting information should give you what you need to know to answer basic questions. Feel free to join us for the full hour-long voter empowerment training anytime. Just visit youcanvote.org/training.
So, who can register to vote in North Carolina? Are you a U.S. citizen who will be at least 18 years old on Election Day, November 3rd? Will you have lived in North Carolina for at least 30 days as of Election Day? If applicable, have you completed all terms of a felony conviction, including probation and parole? If you said yes to all three, you can register and vote. Before we get you registered, we need to make a choice. Where and how do you want to vote this year? You should register at your current address or where you call home. For students, this is typically in your home residence in North Carolina, at your campus residence, or in your home state.
Now that we have that covered, let's get registered. Even if you plan to vote early, you should get registered to vote now to reduce lines at early voting. It's a good idea to check your new academic calendars to be sure of your location during the voting period. Let's go to youcanvote.org/getregistered. First, fill in your info in the form on the screen to see if you are registered where you live. If registration is not confirmed or not correct, it's time to get registered. If you are living in student housing, be sure to check our campus address cheat sheet before registering on campus for the correct address. Visit youcanvote.org/students for more info. Live in another state? Select your state and you'll be directed to the proper registration system. If you have an NC driver's license and your full social security number, select Open NC website. Now, you'll go to the DMV's online registration system. You will select Go to Voter Registration Application. Select Continue to DMV Services. Select Continue as Guest. Enter your identifying information and complete your voting information to get registered. If you do not have an NC ID or your full Social Security number, select Continue Registration. Enter your residential address or your mailing address if you get mail at a different location. Submit your voter information and you'll be mailed your voter registration form that you simply need to sign, date, and return in the pre-addressed stamped envelope that is provided for free. Mail the signed and dated form right away to be sure you are registered by the deadline, October 9th. Now that you've completed the registration process, you can expect your voter registration card to arrive by mail in a few weeks. This will list your Election Day voting site. You can also confirm your registration at youcanvote.org/lookup.
Think about where you will be during the election and how you plan to vote. There are 3 ways to vote in North Carolina: during early voting, on Election Day, or by mail. Polling sites will be open and will have social distancing and sanitation protections for voters. You can vote early at any early voting site in your county between October 15th and October 31st. We highly recommend early voting because you can update your registration and vote at the same time, which is not allowed on Election Day. For first-time voters or students, in-person voting during this period is the easiest way to ensure your vote counts. With 17 days of voting offered, there is no need to wait in long lines on Election Day, only to find out that you are at the wrong polling site or you're not registered. You can look up your early voting site at www.youcanvote.org/voting. You can vote on Election Day, November 3rd, but only at the polling site where you are registered to vote. Register to vote by October 9th and be sure to vote at your assigned location between 6:30 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. if you're voting on Election Day. You can vote absentee by mail. You must be registered to vote first to request your mail-in ballot. Just make sure to follow this step-by-step guide at youcanvote.org/mail to ensure that your vote counts, as simple but common mistakes can lead to your ballot not being valid. Be sure to request and submit your absentee ballot to be received by your County Board of Elections before October 27th, 2020 by 5 p.m. Don't wait, submit your request as soon as possible. Oh, and remember, there is no photo ID required to vote in 2020, and ID is not needed to get registered. Now that you are registered and have made your plan on where and how to vote, it is time to research your ballot. You can visit youcanvote.org/WOB for our comprehensive guide to the offices on your ballot, and a link to vote411.org where you can find nonpartisan information on the candidates running to receive your vote.
Be sure to share that you're a voting rights champion and encourage others to join you. We'd love to see you on social media with your You Can Vote gear. You can also make sure others in your community are ready to vote by sharing You Can Vote's educational materials and online resources on your social media channels. Visit youcanvote.org/handouts to download our social media toolkit with messages and graphics you can share. If you need any more materials, submit your order on youcanvote.org/champions and we'll be in touch.